Hi, welcome. This is Joy with Berkshire Yoga, Dance and Fitness, and this is Gentle Yoga. Welcome. We'll be together for 1 hour, starting with some seated warm-ups. We'll move into a few standing poses and come back down to the ground again for a few more poses and relaxation. So start to find a comfortable seated posture. Find a blanket or a towel, something to prop yourself up as you settle into a comfortable seated posture. Welcome. This is Gentle Yoga. My name is Joy. Sit up on the edge of your folded blanket. Legs can be crossed into easy pose or stretched out in front. We're going to start with a little bit of breath mindfulness. So sit in a way that allows you to let your body be, so you're not in pain and you won't have to fidget too much. Once your legs feel settled, take your palms to rest towards your thighs. Lift and lengthen your spine. Relax your shoulders. Softly tuck your chin just a little bit so you feel the back of your neck lengthen. And soften your gaze to the floor or close your eyes completely. Begin to feel the sensation of your breath moving your body. Let your breath be natural, be easy and effortless. And while that happens, take your mind to notice the sensation of it. So you're not forcing anything, you're not even doing much. Just letting breath happen and feeling what that feels like. When you become distracted, just bring your mind back to focus on the sensation of your breathing. Continue to breathe naturally. Shift your focus so now the sound of your breath takes your attention. Listen to the sound of your breath as you breathe naturally. Sit comfortably. Spine long, shoulders relaxed. And for a moment, let the rest of the day fall away. Sense your mat or the floor underneath you. And connect with your intention for practice. What you want to create, connect with, make space for. And let's start to move together. Take your chin down to your chest and imagine a paintbrush on the tip of your nose. Imagine painting circles in the air in front of your face. As you roll your head and lift your chin, try opening your mouth to soften your jaw a bit, make the movement more pleasurable. Let your shoulders stay heavy and relaxed as you roll your head. Feel free to linger in any spot that feels really good or has a stretch calling out to you. And when you're ready, begin those circles fluid and easy in the other direction. Breathing naturally, soften where you can. Jaw, shoulders. And as you move, notice sensation in your body. Any areas that need extra tenderness, compassion, or care. Good. And take your chin to center at your chest, and then lift your head all the way up to neutral. Relax your arms towards the ground and roll your shoulders back a few times, breathing easy. As we roll our shoulders, we'll take some letting go or cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through an open mouth. One more. Great. Take your hands towards your thighs again. As you inhale through your nose, come forward with your heart, forward with your chin. Exhale through your nose, round your spine, hollow out your belly, tuck your chin. Inhale forward with your heart, forward with your chin. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. Inhale forward, exhale back. And keep going at your own pace, moving with your breath, letting your spine be fluid and graceful. Feel your pelvis rock and ground. And come up to center. Take your hands to the space in front of you. Legs can be in easy pose or they can be stretched out like a V. Inhale, sit up. And then as you exhale, walk your hands out in space. Let your spine come over your legs. Take your gaze to the floor. And you can decide what feels better for you here. A soft, rounded fold, or a fold where you're lengthening through your spine, out the crown of your head, staying open and broad across your chest. Just see what feels good. The real focus for us is stretching down into the hips and the groin. A few deep breaths, and just like our grounding practice at the start of class, use this opportunity to feel your breath, to hear your breath if you like. Your breath can be a meditation as you hold the pose. Come back up to your center, sitting all the way up. If your legs are crossed, bring the other leg in front. Good. Take your hands to your shoulders. Your thumbs are towards the back and the other fingers in front. Inhale, sitting neutral. Keep your hips heavy. Exhale, tilt to your right. Inhale, center through your nostrils if you can. And exhale through your nostrils, tilting your torso to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, tilt. Hips stay heavy. Inhale, center. Exhale, tilt. And we're going to stick with this for a moment. Move at your own pace. Keep your legs grounded. Let your side body be where the action happens. Stretching through your side body, making space between your ribs. Stretching the intercostal muscles between your ribs. Inhale to center. Exhale, relax your arms towards the space in front of you. Inhale, center. And like before, as you exhale, come forward towards the ground. Walk your hands out in space and find a seated forward fold here. Again, you can feel free to either let your spine round or lengthen and lift through your spine. Choose what feels better. settle in to the pose and engage your focus on your breath. Start to walk your hands in, sitting all the way up to neutral. If your legs are crossed, now gently open them to an easy V. Feet are gently flexed, toes to the sky. Take your left hand across your body towards your right thigh, and your right hand just gently towards the floor behind you. Inhale, bring your head, torso to center, open up your arms across the horizon, and then exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Inhale, float your arms up, take your torso through center, exhale, twisting your spine towards your right. Inhale, float through center. Exhale into your twist. So we'll stick with this for a moment. Move with your breath at your own pace. Breathe in and out of your nostrils if possible to focus and cleanse the breathing process a little bit more. Don't worry if your nostrils are blocked. Just breathe through your mouth in that case. The important thing is that you're breathing abundantly, fluidly. Good. Sit nice and tall as you go. And the next time you come to your right, hold it there. Feet are flexed. Left hand's coming across the body towards your right thigh. Right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, start with your belly. Pull your belly in and twist towards your right. Belly, ribs, shoulders. If you want, neck, head, and eyes. Then we'll hold the twist now for several rounds of breath. Keep sitting tall, breathing deeply. Relax your shoulders. Soften through center. Set yourself up on the other side. Inhale and sit tall. Find the length. Exhale, pull your belly in. Twisting to your left. Belly, ribs, shoulders. If you want, neck, head, and eyes can twist. If not, you can either look straight ahead of your body. You can look off to the short edge of your yoga mat. Full breathing just for a moment more. And as you exhale, soften to center. Like before, bring your hands to the space in front of you. Feet are still gently flexed. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, take your belly towards the earth. Walk your hands out in space. And again, the option, either a curving, surrendered, rounded spine, or a lengthened, lifted spine. A rounded spine, you may feel a stretch around your lower back or the muscles around your spine. A lengthened spine will help you create a longer posture. So see what feels better in your body, what feels more intuitive. Feet are flexed, kneecaps are facing straight up to the sky. So just take notice, ensure that your legs are not rolling inwards to face front. Kneecaps are facing right up to the sky. Deep breathing, reconnect with your intention. And walk your hands in, sit all the way back up to neutral. We're going to start to come up to hands and knees, tabletop. You can take your blanket, open it up a bit, and set it up for support underneath your knees. We'll just pass through tabletop for a moment to come into child's pose. Knees can be together or wide apart. Hips come back to heels. And arms can either walk far out in front, or you can make a pillow with your hands. And in your child's pose, find a moment of rest. Scan your body just to notice sensation. Feel your breath expand into the back part of your lungs, pushing against your back body. And crawl your upper body over towards the right. Keep your legs and hips heavy. So your hands reach far out in front, over towards the upper right corner of your mat. Stretch through the left side of your body. And take your hands over towards the left, forehead to the earth, hips heavy, stretch and lengthen through the right side of your body. Come back to center. Come on up to tabletop, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, or use fists or come to your forearms if this is too uncomfortable. Stretch your left leg out behind you, tucking your toes towards the ground. Even out your hips, and so you can either stay here, you can lift your left leg parallel to the floor, and you can stay here, or you can add your right arm, stretching out in front, parallel to the floor, palm faces center, thumb to the sky, looking right down to the ground. So you choose. You can just have the back leg outstretched, the back leg outstretched and lifted, the back leg outstretched and lifted with the arm as well. Another breath, and then come back down to your center. Walk your hands in until you can come and stand up on your knees. Add more cushion if you want. I'm just turning so you can see me a little bit differently. Take your right leg out towards the side. Going to face the toes directly in front of you and ground your right foot to the floor. Inhale, take your left arm high. And then as you exhale, reach over towards your right side, creating a long arch through the left side of your body. You can look straight ahead of you. You can tuck your chin and look down towards your right leg. And that right hand is just resting. No pressure on the knee joint. You can rest it on your thigh. You can hang it down. And then inhale to center. Exhale, come back to neutral. Both knees in. Coming back to tabletop, either flat hands, fists, or forearms. Tuck your toes, and we're coming into sunbird again. So the right leg outstretched behind you, and either option 1 is the leg outstretched to the floor. Option 2, lift your right leg parallel to the floor. Option 3, lift your right leg parallel to the floor and extend your left arm. Thumb to the sky. Look straight down to your mat. A few breaths. And come back to center. Walk your hands in until you can stand up on your knees again. Your left leg comes out to the left side, toes facing in front of your body. Inhale, take your right arm high, palm faces center, and then exhale, reach overhead. So again, your left hand is, maybe you can rest it gently on your left thigh. You can hang it in front or in back of your body, just no pressure on the knee joint. A few deep breaths. Left foot is grounded. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, relax it down. Come back to neutral. We're going to come to tabletop again, and then into either a downward facing dog or child's pose. If you prefer to rest, take child's pose. Downward facing dog, fingers are wide. Tuck your toes, gently lift your knees. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Push into your hands so your hips point high. Hang your head, feet parallel, and you can take stillness, or if you like to pedal out your legs in downward facing dog, go right ahead. And if you're in child's pose, feel your breath. One more breath. And then as you exhale, come to tabletop. Walk your hands in. One more time. Come to stand on your knees. We'll take the left foot out in front now, either one big step or several steps around in a half circle. So either one big step forward or several steps around in a half circle. We'll crawl the left foot out further than the left ankle. Then there's space to shift the hips forward, and that left knee comes forward to line up on top of the left ankle. So it looked like crawling the left foot far out in space, and then shifting the hips forward and down so the left knee came over the left ankle. Arms either to the earth, palms to the heart, or reaching to the sky. Whatever feels best in your body. We'll just hold here. If you'd like more intensity, you can tuck your back toes and lift your back knee off the ground. Find a place for your eyes to focus on. And then start to push into your front foot. Good. Relax your arms down, and we're going to bring the front knee in again, either in one swoop or again around in a circle. So either pull it in or step your foot around in a half circle till you can ground. We'll take the other side, the same posture. The right foot comes forward. The right foot is further out than the right knee, so you have space when you're ready to shift your hips forward and down, creating a 90-degree alignment in your right knee. When you're ready, you decide, where do your arms feel good? To the earth, to the heart, or to the sky? A few rounds of deep breath. Start to push into your front foot to pull your hips back. We're coming back to neutral. Tuck the toes behind you, take your hands to the floor, and push yourself up and back into a soft little squat. You can get rid of your blanket at the same time. We're going to straighten the knees a little bit, hang the head, and start to roll up. Once you're standing, inhale your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, take your hands right to your heart. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. And now just refine your mountain pose for a moment. Feet are parallel, about 5 or 6 inches between them. Let your tailbone lengthen a little bit towards the earth. Engage your belly. Soften your ribs so they're not jutting out. Relax your shoulders. And find your gaze or close your eyes. In mountain pose, feel your feet on the ground and just start a soft sway side to side, shifting your weight. Eyes can be open or they can be closed if you feel balanced. Sense your weight, sense your feet. Connection to the mat. Feel your sense of center. And start the same shift, but this time forward and back. Curious, playful, letting go a little bit of a rigid control. Good, and then pause at center. We're going to take a standing sun salutation where we will forward fold. So if you like to use blocks, set them up. Or if there's another prop, such as a wall or a chair you'd like to use as we fold, make sure you have that handy. And then come up near the front edge of your mat. You have your prop. If you're using blocks or another prop, you have it in front of you, ready to go. We take mountain pose to start. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, parallel. Exhale, turn your palms away, pull your belly in with a flat back. Come down either to your thighs, maybe the wall, the blocks, or the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine, coming halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, push into your feet, flat back, stand all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, your hands to your heart. And we'll stick with that. Inhale, lift your arms parallel. Exhale with a flat back, turn your palms away, fold forward. So see where you feel good, place your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine, coming halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way. Reach for the sky, palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. So I'm just showing you different levels, what it might look like. You do what feels good. Inhale, sweep your arms parallel overhead. Exhale, pull your belly in, flat back, fold. Find your thighs, the chair, the wall, the blocks, the floor. Whatever works for you. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway up. Exhale, fold down again. Inhale, stand, flat back, reach for the sky, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll do one more round. Inhale, lift your arms parallel. Exhale, pull your belly in with a flat back, fold down, long spine. Inhale, lengthen your back, coming halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, flat back, stand all the way up, reach for the sky, palms touch. And exhale, your hands to your heart. Feel your breath in mountain pose for a moment. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your feet on the ground. Good. So from your mountain pose where you are, if it's okay for your balance, bring your feet together. If that is too demanding for your balance, keep the first position, feet parallel, 5 or 6 inches between them. Relax your arms by your sides, palms towards your thighs on the outsides. Inhale and take your left arm up alongside, palm faces center, and then as you exhale, reach to your right as your hips shift to your left. And we'll stay here. You can look straight ahead of you. You can tuck your chin and look down towards your yoga mat. Or from center, you can tuck your chin and look up to your lifted elbow. Whatever feels comfortable, your whole front of your body is facing in front of you. You are lifting rather than curving and falling and folding forward. You're keeping spaciousness through the front of your body. Crescent moon. Picture that shape and embody it. Inhale to center. Exhale, relax your lifted arm down. Inhale, your right arm lifts this time. Pull your belly in as you exhale, coming into crescent moon. Your hips move towards the right, upper body towards the left. Choose your head position, either looking straight ahead, tuck your chin and look down, or tuck your chin and look up. A few deep breaths here. Push down through your feet. Squeeze your thighs together. Keep the front of your body open. On your inhalation, push down through your feet, come up to stand, and exhale, relax your arm. Good. Take a letting go breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through an open mouth. 2 more times. 1 more. Legs are still together. Feet are together if you can. Remember, if that's too challenging for your balance, come back to 5 or 6 inches between the feet and feet parallel. We'll take the arms around to the back body now. If you can interlace the fingers, go ahead. Another option is to use a strap. You can use your yoga strap, a belt from your pants, a scarf. Another option is to simply reach. So choose the option that feels right for you. The goal is to open across the chest, give a stretch through the shoulders. So either fingers interlaced, something like a yoga strap, a belt, or a scarf between the hands, or simply reaching the hands back and down behind us. Standing tall, energize your arms, reach your fingers towards the earth, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And start to let go. Bring your hands front. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your seat back and down to chair pose. Now, hands either come straight out in front, come to prayer pose at the heart, or come up to the sky. So see what feels good for you. Squeeze your thighs together. Sit as high or low as you want. Keep lifting your heart. And a few more breaths here. So we'll hold. Keep squeezing your thighs together. Weight is in your heels. You could lift your toes if you want. Belly pulled in. Good. On an inhalation, inhale, stand, reach for the sky. Take your hips forward a bit, lift through your heart. Inhale, and then exhale to center. Relax your arms right down. Let your breath go fluid, natural. Find your blocks if you're using them. Maybe not. If you are using your blocks or another prop, we're going to place it on the long edge of the mat. So we're going to work with a little bit of wide-legged forward folds. Take your legs wide. You can also work with a chair, work with a wall, or maybe you don't want any props, and that's fine too. So we'll start with heels in, toes out, and a little bit of a warm up and a loosening through the legs. Bend into one knee, and then switch. And switch. So we're just going to shift the weight for a moment, back and forth. Upper body can do what you like. Connect to your breath. Good. And now come to center. Take your palms to touch in line with your forehead. Squeeze your elbows towards one another as much as is comfortable. So the closer they go together, the deeper the stretch will be through the shoulder blades. Elbows are lifted off the chest. And then gently, heels are in, toes are pointed away, heels are turned in. We're going to bend the knees down into goddess pose. So knees bend, elbows lift for a few breaths here. And remember, so elbows can be open for a softer stretch. And if that's just not working for you, you can try more traditional goddess arms, opening them wide, palms facing front. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. And then stand, straighten your legs, and take time to turn all of your toes facing front. Feet are parallel, toes facing front, legs straight. So here's where you'll use your props if you're going to. Inhale, reach your arms out to the sides, parallel to the floor. And exhale, take a tiny bend in your knees, come forward with a flat back, settling into a wide-legged forward fold. Set up your arms so it feels good. You can have your hands right under your face. You can reach your arms out in front of you, creating a wide-legged downward facing dog type stretch. And you can use props or not, any way that's supportive for you. We'll hold for another moment here. Allow yourself to engage micro movements to feel more comfortable and release through your body, tiny intuitive movements. While you're in the pose, be fluid and flexible, not like a marble statue. Start to lengthen your spine. Bend your knees a bit. We'll first bring your hands to your thighs with a long, flat back. Either keep your hands at your thighs or stretch your arms out from your shoulders parallel to the floor. We'll just hold for a moment in this strengthener. Pull your belly in, and then eyes open, push down through your feet, coming all the way to stand. Relax your arms. Bring your feet together. You can move your props off to the side. And we'll practice tree pose next. So again, if you'd like to use a wall or something to support you, set yourself up. Find your mountain pose to start. About 5 or 6 inches between the feet, feet parallel. Hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart. Feel yourself here. Your center. At the same time, grounded down towards the earth and lifting, floating up towards the sky. Shift your weight and ground your right foot, right leg, standing tall. Lift your left heel off the mat, turn your left leg out to the side, and make a connection of your left heel into your standing ankle. So this is a basic tree pose. You can hold here, or you can evolve your tree. You may want to lift your foot higher towards your calf or up into your inner thigh. Again, avoid your knee joint in order to protect it and prevent injury. Arms might stay in prayer pose. You might like to reach to the earth, to the horizon, to the sky. Focus your eyes on a still point ahead of you. Let your mind rest on your breath and allow yourself to be soft and go with the flow. If it comes, see if you can flow with it instead of fight against it. And take your bent knee to face forward and ground back to center. Back to mountain pose. Hands to prayer at your heart. Shift your weight now. Your left leg roots, standing tall. Take your right heel off the mat, turn your right leg out to the side, and make that connection. So either stay in the simple tree pose or explore. Both sides can be different from one another. You don't have to do the same thing. Let yourself play, explore, and as you do, keep rooting down through your standing leg. Pull your belly in a little bit to help you stabilize. Keep your eyes on a still, unmoving point ahead of you. Breath flowing. Take your bent leg to face forward and ground back down to mountain pose base. Come to the front of your mat. Let your arms start to pull you down towards the floor. And come down to hands and knees. All the way down to seated posture, sweeping your legs out in front. Take a moment. Make sure you're near the front of your mat. You feel grounded. You can self-adjust by shifting actually and moving your body. And then when you feel settled, flex your feet so the toes point to the sky. We'll open the shoulders and chest again. So like standing, You can either interlace your fingers behind you. You can use your strap. Or you can simply reach your arms behind you, palms facing each other, as if you were holding a block. See what feels good for you. And for a moment, we'll just sit tall. So our body is in staff pose, feet flexed, sitting tall. And reach your fingertips towards the earth, open across the front of your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Start to soften your arms, keep your feet flexed. Inhale, lift your arms high, palms facing one another. Exhale, take your belly towards your thighs. You can bend your knees if it is more comfortable. Bring your hands either to the floor, to your shins, to your feet. We're going to settle in to a seated forward fold, and I'll encourage you here to keep working towards a long spine. So if you notice you're rounding your upper back, your shoulders are pulling forward, push down through your seat. Imagine energy coming out through the front of your chest, shoulders come down the upper back, and you realign to a long spine. We'll hold for a few moments. Give yourself time here for your body to soften, to let go. Feel your breath, hear your breath. Reconnect with your intention. How can you make space for it right now? Remember to allow yourself micro movements, tiny movements, natural movements that are intuitive, that help you feel greater connection, greater release in your pose. And always make more than micro movements. Feel encouraged to make changes to the postures to really support yourself so you feel your best. Good. So start to sit up, flat back, sitting up to center. Take your left knee to bend, opening out to the side. Bring your left foot in towards your right inner thigh. So that lifted or bent left knee, you can see like mine floats rather high. If you want, you can always take a block or your blanket and put it underneath your bent knee for a little extra support, just as an option. Your outstretched foot is flexed. Hands on either side of your outstretched leg. Inhale, sitting at center, just like we did for seated forward fold. Exhale, take your belly forward and down. Walk your hands out and settle them where they feel good. To the floor, onto your shin, reaching for your foot. Remember, check in with your upper back. Is it rounding? Are your shoulders curving forward? If that's the case, push down through your seat. Imagine energy coming up and out through your chest. Shoulders come resting on the upper back. And we hold here for a few rounds of breath. With a flat back, sit all the way up to neutral. Take your bent knee, lift it to center and outstretch your left leg. Both legs are neutral. The right knee now comes to bend and gently open out towards your right side. Remember, you can use a prop such as a block or a blanket if you like to support your knee. Left leg is straight out in front, foot flexed, hands on either side. Inhale, sit up tall. And as you exhale, take your belly forward, hands walk out in space, long spine, full breath, and the back of your neck in alignment with the rest of your spine. So gaze down towards your outstretched leg and feel length through the back of your neck. And with a flat back, come all the way up. Take your bent knee, lift to center, and stretch both legs out in front. Both legs are stretched out in front with space behind you. Go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. Once you get there, just pause and rest for a moment. Allow yourself any micro movements once you're on your back. You might like to wiggle your legs or stretch your arms overhead or anything else for just this moment where we're not rushing to the next pose. So flat on your back. We'll set up for bridge pose. Step your feet flat on the mat, knees bend. Feet are parallel, like in mountain pose, about 5 or so inches between the feet. Hands press into the earth on either side of the hips, palms down. Head is neutral at center. Push down through your feet and lift your backside off of the mat. You can lift a little or a lot. We'll hold bridge pose, squeezing the thigh muscles, squeezing the backside, breathing fully. And gently relax your hips and your back to the earth again. Open your arms to a T out from your shoulders. Push down through your feet, lift your hips, and move them an inch or two to the right and put them down again. Lift your knees to a 90-degree bend. Lift your feet off the mat. Legs are 90 degrees. And then relax your knees all the way down towards your left side. Gaze where you're comfortable. It could be the direction of your knees up to the ceiling or away from your knees, which will be the deepest version of the twist. Let gravity help you out and get comfortable. If there's another version of the twist you prefer, go ahead. You might like legs crossed. You might like to take your left hand, bring it to the outside, the top of your right leg for a little extra weight. You might like to bring your knees down onto a blanket or a block. Make the twist yours. And start to transition to twist To the other side, pull your belly in as you lift and move your legs. Letting your knees surrender down to the right side now. Let gravity do the work for you. Set yourself up in a twist that feels good. And gently come to your center and start to set up for rest. A few moments we have. You can come into Shavasana, lying flat on your back, legs and feet extending out towards the bottom corners of your mat, shoulder blades resting down the upper back, palms facing the sky, arms out from the sides of the hips. Also make yourself comfortable in any variation. You might like a pillow or bolster behind your knees or something underneath your head. You may prefer taking a fetal position or sitting up in a meditative seat. So we have this time, it is our rest, but I invite you to take a resting posture that really suits you. Let your body be soft. And as you relax for a few moments of stillness, connect with the sweetness of stillness, of just being and not efforting. Surrendering more deeply to your easy, gentle breath. As you rest, reconnect with your intention. And create it in a present tense statement. If your intention was to be present, your statement might be, I am present. If your intention was to have fun, your statement might be, I have fun. Find your statement and then either in your mind or out loud, just say it 3 times. And as you say it, see if you can feel what that feels like. And now start to move your body again, wiggling fingers and toes or taking full body stretches. Roll to one side and rest for a moment there. And lift yourself all the way back to an easy seat. Take your hands to prayer pose. Take a moment to bow your head to your own spirit inside. And then lift your head and let's share an easy letting go breath, simple inhalation and exhalation, acknowledging that we're all part of one great whole. Inhale and gently let it go. Thank you for joining today. I won't be live next week, but you can catch the recordings on the Facebook page or YouTube. You can always send me requests to my personal Facebook Messenger, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time. Bye.